Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I am back with another fall video for you in my fall series. This is video number 6. I have a beautiful piece to put together for you today. All of the pieces go together to make one really cute decor piece at the end of this video. So let's just get started. I'm going to be using these two wood candlestick holders from Hobby Lobby, one of their long ones from the wood pile, and then one of the little small ones. I'll be using some tumbling tower blocks. I have a pack and a half. I will be using this really pretty checkered fabric, buffalo check fabric from Dollar Tree. I have some cardboard that I'll be using, and I cut two pieces. I have a 7x7 and an 8x8 round piece. I have my Hello Hobby in black, my Waverly Antique Wax, some Mod Podge, some wood glue. So I've already gone ahead and cut out my cardboard pieces, my rounds. And I did two of them because you're going to need them both. Now I'm taking my cardboard and I'm letting the ruler determine the width of my long slats that I'm making. And it doesn't matter if they are super long or not. For this piece, we are going to be piecing them together. So the length of them doesn't matter, but I do like the width of them to be the width of my ruler. So we're just going to cut out as many of those as we're going to need. And now you see me manipulating that cardboard, getting it to curve a little bit because we are going to be attaching it all the way around the cardboard disc that we've made, both of them. Now I'm only going to show you how to put together one because the other one is done the exact same way. So I'm just adding hot glue to the inside of this cardboard slat as I form it around the cardboard ring or disc. You just have to be patient and hold it. It will stick. Yes, you're going to have a lot of glue on the inside. Not going to matter. We're going to cover that up. So you see I'm adding another piece of cardboard and I'm clipping it to the previous piece. And we're just going to get it to make a little wall around the cardboard disc. Now we've got that little gap. We're just going to add another piece of cardboard. It's going to measure it out and fill in that little gap. Going to add some clips to it until it sets up. And then we're going to add our tumbling tower blocks. So I'm just going to hot glue the tumbling tower blocks to the outside of our little tray that we're making. And we're going to do that all the way around the entire tray. And now that that's done, look how cute that is. And it's really sturdy too. When you add those tumbling tower blocks to the outside of that tray, it got really strong. I mean, it's not flimsy at all. So now I'm going to take my fabric and I just set my tray on top of the fabric and I took a marker and I traced around the tray to get the disc that I need, the little round piece of fabric that I need to sit inside of that tray. That's how we're going to cover up our wood glue. This fabric is very pretty to me. It just feels like fall with that brown and black and cream color to it. And I really like it. And they only had one roll of it at Dollar Tree. I wish they had more. So I just cut out my disc. I cut out two, one for each tray, and then I frayed the edges of the fabric because I just feel like it gives it more of a rustic look when there's frayed edges on fabric. I'm going in with my Hello Hobby black chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint the cardboard sides of this tray. I'm just painting it black so it blends in with that fabric, and it also helps hide any glue. But again, that fabric is going to cover all of that up. And we're just going to paint the sides of the cardboard. We are not going to paint the bottom. It's not needed. And we are not going to paint the tumbling tower blocks on the inside. We're going to leave those natural for now. And here you see me putting out some of the Waverly Antique Wax. I love using a baby wipe to apply this. And I am just going to stain both of my candlestick holders. And I'm going to stain my tray. I'm going to stain the tray all the way around the outside, on the top of it, and on the inside. Making sure I get down in all of those nooks and crannies of this candle holder. And I will remove my sticker from the bottom before I attach it to my tray. So I want to take this time to say thank you to everyone who's watching today. Welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm so excited and happy that you've chosen Dee's Cute and Crafty. It's a blessing to have you here. And if you've been with me for a while, you know I call you my ride or dies because you've been with me since I've been on my journey. I love you so much. Big hugs. I thank you for coming back. So I am still getting this stain or this antique wax applied. It does take a minute if you want to get it all down in the cracks. And you know what? I'm going to sand it. When it dries, I'm going to sand it and make it look old. So I actually could have, not gone so hard on the staining part of this. But anyway, we got that done. Now I'm going to apply a generous amount of Mod Podge to the bottom of my tray and to the sides of my tray where I put the black paint. And we're just going to add our piece of fabric in. We're going to bring it up the sides as much as we can. And then we're going to do another layer of Mod Podge on top, making sure everything is nice and secure. And it is going to dry clear. Just getting in all of those rounded edges there and going up the side a little bit. And I don't have it on camera, you guys, but I did end up adding some jute cord around the top of that cardboard. It just didn't look finished to me. You'll see it in the reveal. So here you see I have both of my trays complete, my 7x7 and my 8x8. And you see I'm sanding my little candlestick holders, just lightening them up and making them look aged and weathered and farmhouse like I love. I found my center point of each one of my round trays, and I just made my circle, just tracing around my candlesticks so I know exactly where to add my hot glue and my wood glue. This entire DIY turned out absolutely gorgeous. It's not anything that I can pick a favorite of, I don't think, because it all comes together as one piece. And it is so pretty and such a pop of color for fall. And oh my goodness, I want to make more. I just want to make more. So for the inside where I have the fabric, I'm going to use some super glue, gel glue, and hot glue to stack these two trays together, because if you haven't figured it out, we are making a tiered tray. Here it is, all done. Here's the reveal. You saw me sit a jar of paint in the middle of the tiered tray, and I left that like that overnight to make sure that I had pressure down on my tray so that it would dry really nice and solid. But this is how it turned out. It is so cute. I love it. And wait till you see how we're going to fill it up. I'm going to show you everything put together at the end. Because the pieces are so quick and small, I'm not going to do a reveal of each piece in between. So if you guys want to see the end, you got to stick around. So I have these little pumpkin picks out of my stash, a little bit of moss, pool noodle from my stash. The rest of that tray that we use the end pieces for the larger tray, of course I kept that. Then I have a piece of scrap MDF that I copied the saying from that tray from a previous video. And then I have some antique wax, of course. So I loved the tray that we did when I made my own plaid on the sides, and I used the pumpkin handles from this wood box for that tray, and I kept that box because, crafters keep everything. I love that saying on there with the pumpkins, apple cider, and hay rides. So I just copied it in a smaller sign, and I'm going to use it for this DIY for my tiered tray. So I used my antique wax and I stained this tray. I took a piece of cardboard and made a bottom for this tray. And actually, it's not going to be a tray, it's going to be a flower box. So I'm just going to attach my little MDF sign that I made. And for this one, you can see I used ribbon around the side. I did not try to make faux plaid on this because it was too tiny. I'm going to take my little piece of, I'm sorry, I got distracted for a minute. I'm going to take my little piece of pool noodle and cut it down to size and then cut it in half and stuff it in my little flower box. Going to add my moss, just tucking it down in there. And I didn't even hot glue the moss because it stayed just fine. It's a tight fit, so didn't have to pull out the glue and risk making a mess and burning my fingertips. And now I'm just going to start adding my flowers, my floral picks. I just have bits and pieces of whatever looked good to me that I pulled from my stash. And I just wanted that vibrant, beautiful pop of orange and yellow. It just screams fall to me. I love this so much. So I guess I could pick a favorite out of all the little pieces that I'm going to show you how to make for your tiered tray. Is this one my favorite? I don't know. I just really like how they all look together. So I'm moving on to the next piece for the tiered tray. Again, I'll show you everything at the end, how I styled it all together. So I have a wood house from Dollar Tree. I have this little sign that I got from the Target Bullseye spot or either Walmart, one or the other. The apple on it was orange, and I didn't want the apple to be orange. It says apple cider, and it looked like a pumpkin. So I took my red Sharpie, and I just made it red. And now I'm going in with my Rust-Oleum cream chiffon paint, and I'm going to paint the entire house, front, back, both sides, and top and bottom. I'm going to sand it down a little bit to make it smooth. It didn't really weather it that much, but I wanted it to be a nice smooth surface to attach this other piece. This one is simple, quick, and easy, but it's really cute on this tiered tray that we're doing. So I'm just going to take some wood glue and hot glue and center this piece on top of the other. We're just going to layer them. This one is nice and chunky and it stands on its own. So I like it for that reason as well. Adding my wood glue or adding my hot glue around the wood glue and pressing it down. We're going to make a little bow, and I have some red. It looks orange on camera, but it's actually red. Some red and beige plaid ribbon. And this came from Walmart. I think I got this at Christmas a couple years ago. It's from that Wonder something collection. I don't even know what the name of it is. I can't see it. It's too small. But anyway, whatever ribbon you choose, I'm sure will be absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just fussing around with this bow. I'm going to fuss with this bow for a while, but I'm going to get it the way I want it. And I'm just going to angle my end pieces. I'm not going to dovetail because it's kind of tiny. And we're just going to apply it to the top of this little apple cider sign. You guys, if you are enjoying my content, and I truly hope you are, because I enjoy having you here. Go ahead and give this video a big fat thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content, and they share me out a little bit more so others can enjoy it as well. Moving on to the next piece that we're going to make for this tiered tray. I will be using some ribbon, whatever ribbon you want to use. I will be using tumbling tower blocks. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know how many I use. Well, you guys will see in the video. I'm sorry. I don't know how many I have. Um, I am going to be using some of my little wood pieces. I have some leaves that I'm using. I have some pumpkins that I'll be using. And this came from Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby. They have those little wood picks in the wood trays. And I just grab those when I see them from Hobby Lobby. And Dollar Tree has started to sell them as well. So I'll be using those too. Just a combination of whatever looks good to my eye. We're going to make a ladder for our tiered tray. There's just things that I feel pull a tiered tray together for me, and it is usually a ladder. It is usually some kind of tassel and just something that sits high in the middle or in the top. So that's what our flower box is going to do. So those are the things I can think of, the three things that I feel help fill out a tiered tray. So those are the types of things that I enjoy making. You guys can, however, dress up your tiered tray however you want, but I am doing a fall themed tiered tray, and it's just gorgeous. I have to say it. So we are putting our ladder together. You can see how simple and easy this is. You just stack your tumbling tower blocks as long as you want them. I did 6 on each side, and then I did 4 for the rungs of the ladder, and I'm just putting that together. It's really easy. So I ended up using 16 tumbling tower blocks. 6 on each side to give me my long pieces would give me 12, and then 4 rungs in the middle would give me 16. And once I got my ladder all hot glued together, I painted it with my Rust-Oleum chalk paint, the chiffon cream, and now I'm going in with just a little bit of antique wax, and I'm going to distress it because I have to. I just have to. And now I'm going to start my embellishments. I'm just going to put pumpkins on it and some fall leaves on it. And I'm going to put a bow at the top of it. Nope. Did I do a bow? I did do a bow. I'm going to put a bow at the top of it with these pretty orange and yellow leaves. And then our ladder will be done as well for our tiered tray. Just adorable. I enjoyed putting this project together so much. Each piece was quick and easy to do, so bright and colorful. And when you put it all together, it's really, really nice. Little cleanup over here on the side. And now we're going to make another bow. And I think this ribbon may have come from Joanne Fabric. I did go back and make a little pointer sign for this ladder. You'll see that in the reveal. Really simple. It's just cardboard. Now we're going to make our garland. And I got this actual banner. They're calling it a banner. I picked it up at the Target Bullseye spot. So we're going to use the pumpkins, well, one of the pumpkins, the jute cord, and the beads from that. So I don't even need that jute cord that's sitting on my table. I'm going to use what I already have. I will be using my orange paint, my orange Sharpie. It's not a paint marker. It's just a Sharpie. And I'm going to be using one of the Dollar Tree wood markers and some ribbon, your ribbon of choice. I'm going to start out by taking this entire banner apart. So I just colored my beads using the marker for the orange and the wood stain stick or wood repair stick or marker. That's what I used to get the brown beads. And I love doing it this way. It was a little time consuming, but I didn't mind. I was enjoying myself. It's a little time consuming because you have so many to do, but I love doing it this way because the dry time is like nothing. They're almost dry before you get done applying your marker or your stain stick. So I love it for that. Now, if you want to make your beads all brown so that your pumpkin seems to pop more, that's fine. But I did my beads mostly orange with a little bit of brown because our tiered tray is brown and I wanted that orange to pop off of that tray. So now I'm just going to tie my pumpkin onto my beads. It's already got 2 holes in it, so that's perfect. After I got all my beads strung onto that twine, I left myself room to tie that pumpkin on. And I'm just adding a little dab of glue, and I'm going to thread it down onto that twine, kind of close to the pumpkin, just to make sure everything stays in place. I did not cut my end yet on the opposite side. We're going to leave that long for just a minute because I'm going to make a tassel. I am not the best tassel maker in the world, but I can get it done. So you guys make your tassel however you want. I really am just winging it here on this tassel. I always do because I'm not good at it. So I'm just going to make myself a loop at the end of the beads so I can have something to attach my tassel to. Just wrapping a little bit of twine around that loop. Dab of hot glue, glue it down, cut it off. And I'm going to take some of that little plaid or checkered ribbon, whatever you call it, buffalo check, tartan plaid, regular plaid, gingham, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to take that ribbon. I do think it's more of a gingham though. And I'm going to wrap it around my jute twine just to cover up my knot. Give it some more color, a little more cuteness. And now I'm going to work on my tassel. And I'm just going back and forth, making loops with my twine. And I just tied it onto that loop. And then I unraveled my twine because I wanted it to be fuller. And I just applied some more ribbon to it to cover up anything that I didn't want to be seen, like the big knot that I used to tie it on. So here you see everything put together. And here's my Free Pumpkins little sign that I added to my ladder. I added in some of the Dollar Tree burlap and velvet pumpkins. I added in some Dollar Tree fall leaves. I did put one of the Dollar Tree wood rounds on the bottom just because it needed to be more stable. It was a little wobbly, and now it's perfect. It is not wobbling at all. This is so pretty, you guys. You got to try it. You just have to. Oh my goodness. Some more fall leaves at the top. We have our floral box and our pumpkin garland cascading out of the tiered tray. I love how this came together. Just makes me smile. You guys, again, thank you for joining me for this video. Please give it a thumbs up to let YouTube know you like it. Share, subscribe if you haven't. I would love to have you here. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you think the tiered tray came out. As always, you guys, I need you to be blessed. Stay safe. And until I see you on my next one, Craft something beautiful today. Bye, guys.